the state of California. A horrifying inferno whose danger even now has not passed. But even amongst the tragedy and sadness, we will be discussing whether or not he's going to run to be the Liberal Party of Canada's new leader, or if he will be the governor of our 51st state. We're not sure yet. There have been incredible moments of human compassion and kindness, neighbors looking after neighbors, charitable contributions pouring into GoFundMe from all areas of the world.
Ever wonder why some politicians seem to care more about wildfires in their backyard than in yours? Jon Stewart's got the scoop, and it's hotter than a California summer.
And tenacity. Rescue workers from all over the country. Rescue workers from outside the country. Rescue workers from Mexico. Mainly the tireless and heroic actions of firefighters in the California region. Some of them prisoners fighting with incredible bravery. Mexico! Damn your open borders, Biden!
From Mexican firefighters to Ukrainian presidents, everyone's rushing to help California. But some GOP folks, they're too busy playing political hot potato with disaster relief. Stick around to see Stewart roast their double standards till they're crispy. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video.
We're so f***ed. You want to know how bad it is in California right now? Here's how bad it is.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to send 150 Ukrainian first responders to help battle the massive wildfires.
That a country that has been relentlessly bombed for almost 3 years was like, you poor bastards.
Picture this. While California's burning up faster than Trump's Twitter feed, we've got firefighters from Mexico and Ukraine hopping on planes to lend a hand. Talk about a global group hug. These international heroes are putting their lives on the line to battle blazes that make hell look like a cozy campfire. But here's where things get spicier than a ghost pepper taco. While these brave souls are risking their behinds, some GOP bigwigs are sitting pretty, playing a twisted game of not my problem. It's like they're more interested in building walls than putting out fires.
We are made for goodness and love and compassion, or, as our own president-elect put it, but it is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, of man's ability across cultural and political and religious lines in times of crisis to appeal to our better angels. As Archbishop Desmond Tutu once said,
Trump shared a meme on Truth Social of fires raging behind the Hollywood sign, which was photoshopped to read, "Trump was right."
You'd think with all this international love coming California's way, our own politicians would be tripping over themselves to help, but nope. Some Republican hotshots are acting like California asks them to donate a kidney instead of some disaster relief. Take Kevin McCarthy, for instance. This guy's got more conditions for helping California than a used car salesman. He's all, sure, we'll help, but first, you gotta promise to manage your forests better. Oh, really, Kev? You want us to whip out our rakes while the state's turning into a giant BBQ? That's like telling someone their house is on fire and asking them to mow the lawn first.
thank you, Mr. President. I'd almost forgotten your penchant for casual cruelty and dickfoolery. Flames! Nice touch on the graphic.
And let's not forget our pal, Tom McClintock. This dude's got the nerve to say, I do think we need to make some very significant reforms in the way we manage our forests. Reforms? Now? That's like telling someone who's drowning they should have taken swimming lessons. But wait, it gets better. These same folks who are playing hard to get with California are the first ones with their hands out when disaster strikes their home turf. It's like watching a political version of musical chairs, except the music's always playing and they're always sitting pretty. This whole mess exposes a divide deeper than the Grand Canyon. On one side, we've got international firefighters ready to jump into the flames. On the other, we've got politicians who seem more interested in scoring points than saving lives. It's like they're living in a parallel universe where empathy is optional and hypocrisy is the national sport. Well, folks, just when you thought the political fire couldn't get any hotter, along comes a blame game so ridiculous it'd make a medieval witch hunt look logical. Forget climate change, folks. According to some of our esteemed leaders, the real culprit behind these wildfires might just be hiding in plain sight, and in rainbow-colored turnout gear. Let's start with Marjorie Taylor Greene, the queen of crazy ideas. She's suggesting we fight fire with clouds? Yep, you heard that right. Greene thinks cloud seeding is the answer to California's burning problems, because nothing says fire prevention like making it rain on a state that's already soaking wet, right? Jon Stewart couldn't help but laugh at this one, wondering if Greene's next brilliant idea would be to combat floods with flamethrowers. But wait, there's more. Alex Jones, the man who never met a conspiracy theory he didn't like, is taking things to a whole new level of bonkers. He's claiming the Los Angeles fires are actually part of a secret globalist plot to wage economic warfare and turn the US into a wasteland, because apparently the globalists couldn't think of a better way to deindustrialize America than by setting California on fire. Makes total sense, right? Now, here's where things get really wild. Some right-wing folks are blaming the fires on, wait for it, diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in the fire department. Yep, you read that correctly. Apparently having a diverse group of firefighters is more dangerous than, oh, I don't know, climate change or poor urban planning. Stewart pointed out how absurd this is, wondering if these critics think fire hoses work better when they're only held by straight white guys. But hold on to your fire helmets, folks, because we're about to reach peak absurdity. Jon Stewart, with his signature sarcasm, highlighted the most outlandish theory yet. Lesbian firefighters are to blame for the wildfire situation. Yes, you heard that right. Somehow the sexual orientation of firefighters is now a factor in how well they can put out fires. What's next? Gay weathermen causing hurricanes? While all this finger pointing is going on, Stewart reminds us of a pesky little fact that's often overlooked. Los Angeles has been built in fire-prone areas for years. But why focus on boring stuff like urban planning and climate change when we can blame lesbians and diversity programs, right? So here we are, folks. While California burns and people lose their homes, some politicians are too busy playing a twisted game of who's to blame. It's like they're at a barbecue, but instead of grilling hot dogs, they're roasting each other's reputations. Hey, Donnie Diapers and friends, how about focusing on the actual disaster instead of trying to score political points? Let's face it, Mother Nature doesn't care about your party affiliation. She's an equal opportunity destroyer. But instead of coming together to help those affected, some of our esteemed leaders are more concerned with their Twitter likes than saving lives. It's enough to make you wonder if they think firefighters should be asking for voter registration cards before putting out flames. So, next time you hear a politician spouting off about why disasters only happen to those people, remember, the only natural disaster we can truly prevent is the one happening in Washington. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go check if my smoke detector runs on liberal or conservative batteries.